incrementally we have seen since Sunday, each and every day, an increase to those testing numbers. And I'm very pleased to see that. I want to say thank you to the people of New South Wales. As I've always said consistently over the course of this week, the secret to beating COVID is actually the data that we can collect. And the more that we test, the more confident we can be in making decisions as a government. And we are ready and able. Clinics everywhere. Like yesterday, when we announced that an 18-year-old male from Sydney had travelled out to the Central West, places like Orange, Nyngan and Broken Hill, within hours. We had drive-through clinics set up, and other clinics set up, and we're committed to making sure that we put in place the resources, regardless where you are in New South Wales, to get tested. And on that, you know, when you think about on Sunday when I first started, the test numbers were about 18,000, and then it became 22,000, 26,000. I was aiming for a $30,000 mark, and Minister Hazzard, Dr. Kerry Chan, we've been pleading, and I can say as of 8 p.m. last night, there were 32,667 tests. So thank you to New South Wales for coming out. My challenge, but, is that we continue to come out and get tested. If we can remain in the 30 to 40,000 range, that would be fantastic. Again, if you have a symptom, if you're not feeling well, you've been tested prior but not sure, please come out and be tested. And Minister Hazzard will have more to say about testing. Out of the 32,667 people last night, we had 5 new cases in New South Wales. One was an overseas case, 2 related to the Berala cluster, and 1 to a household contact in Avalon. Now, to the people on the peninsula, and especially the northern zone of the northern beaches, I know you've been doing it tough. You've been locked down for a period of time, but that was off the back of a significant seeding event and the transmission of COVID in that area. We make these decisions to protect everybody, you, your family, the state and the nation. And I know how hard it's been. And I know in conversations with, of course, Rob Stokes, the representation that Rob's doing on behalf of the beaches, especially on behalf of businesses that are really hurting, can I say, firstly, thank you for the effort and understanding that, you know, if we're going to beat this, we really do need to eliminate the pandemic in a way. But the only way we have confidence in our decision making is through that data. And as you can see overnight, we have had a household contact of someone in Avalon and connected to the Avalon cluster. And that is why we will continue to keep the restrictions in place as we've previously flagged up to the 9th of January. And as much I understand it hurts, and I know for tomorrow, for instance, it's Orthodox Christmas. I know the cathedral, St. Sabbath's down on the peninsula, will be closed. I know the impact that has on families and people at an important time of the year. But it is our point that we're doing this to protect everyone long term, and that is why we'll continue with those restrictions in place. The 18-year-old man yesterday that travelled from Sydney and Berala out to the regions, of course, was tested, and again, an example of the sort of people that respond to the text messaging from health, that have responded to government in getting tested. He was on that trip with a number of mates. Those mates were tested, and those results have come back negative so far. And again, my plea to the people of Western New South Wales in Nyngan and Orange and Broken Hill, if you're not feeling well, please come out and get tested. And that is very, very important. As I said earlier, we've got a case connected to the Avalon cluster, 2 to Berala, and there's 1 still under investigation. I will get, of course, Dr. Kerry Chan to detail further in relation to that. I know also in relation to cricket and what has just been announced in Victoria around a patron or a spectator at the MCG who is now tested positive, and I'll ask Minister Hazzard to say even more about that. And then, of course, I have Howard Collins from Transport New South Wales to talk about the arrangements that we will have in place in relation to getting people to and from the test in a safe way. So with that, I'll ask Dr. Kerry Chan.